Hey, this is Wei from the Six Figure Academy, and in today's video, we're gonna talk about what happens when technology fails on you. And wow, what a week. In case you didn't know, this is just our second week launching our Stop Money Anxiety Now live podcast on Spreaker.com and on iTunes and everything. And we were kind of under the ether of our first interview, first week launch went so well. We had listeners, we had great quality content, we had great feedback. So, got a little bit of confident that, we got this. We just got to go through the same sequence again. Our system is down. I got it all right on the first time around. This is not my first rodeo of doing podcasts. And right from the start, when we had our second guest this past week, who was here, and we did it at a special time because she had to catch a flight, so we didn't have the possibility of doing it again. We immediately got feedback from the audience saying that the audio quality is kind of off. We sounded robotic and tinny, or whatever the case may be, and some people said it was grating. Now we were in the middle of a live broadcast, so I wasn't sure what we could do to change, and I was just hoping that people were just kind of like making a mountain out of a molehill. So we went through the whole presentation. People said that we tried to resolve things. I tried to fix the soundboard and try to tweak what I could without having to interrupt the entire broadcast. And when we were done, I said, okay, well, people were asking if possibly there would be a better replay of the recording. I said, sure, why not? And then when I went to check on the recording of the replay, oh my goodness, I couldn't even listen to 5-10 seconds of it. Kudos to those who actually went through the majority of the interview, because I don't know how my ears could have handled any more than just 5 or 10 seconds. So, if you listened to that and you went through it, I apologize. I mean, that's got to be painful to listen to. So in other words, technology totally failed. It's a great way. I mean, technology has a way of making us eat a little bit of humble pie. And just show a little humility. Because here's the thing, I pride myself in being pretty tech savvy. I went to school for tech, I grew up around tech. My friends and family and my clients come to me when they have technical problems and I can solve it like that. I pride myself in being able to do that. And all it takes is this one little thing to kind of knock me down a few notches to say, hey, technology is not perfect, Just like man, the beauty of man is is not because of our perfection, but because of our fallibility. And guess who created this technology, this lovely technology in our world that we have to help us with our business and our life? Man. So of course technology is going to fail. Now the question is, what inspired today's video? I wanted to make it for just this week because it's a question of what then do we do if we know technology is going to fail no matter what? The question is, how then do we respond to that to make it the best way ever, as in terms of a response, okay? And the reason why I want to talk about it, because a variety of different things went through my head. I had originally said, oh, it must be the platform, must be Spreaker. Spreaker's all messed up. Oh no, my technology, my equipment here that I painstakingly put it all together, must be something wrong. Maybe I should return some of this stuff, okay? Maybe there's something wrong with, the microphones. Maybe there's, all these different things that I was trying to blame all these different factors. And at first I didn't take any responsibility for saying maybe there are a few testing protocols that I didn't think about. Now it turns out the problem with what was going on was that the application that I use from Spreaker that is used to broadcast it isn't meant to be left on for weeks and weeks at a time, which is what happened. I had not closed it down from the week before and just kind of left it running on my system, which I almost never shut down, which I also probably need to do as well. You would think that, application, but that's just not the case. You would think applications can be just left on. So what had happened was, when I went through testing all of the reasons why it didn't work, I re-recorded, and it still was giving that crazy grating sound. And if you do want to actually submit yourself to that type of torture, you can actually go to the recording. I tuned it down a little bit, but you can probably still hear how bad it is. It's embarrassing. And then I realized that if all I did was shut down the application and restart it again, I should know that by now, right? That's how we fix a lot of PC things. Reset, restart. Our phone problems, reset, restart, and most of the problems go away. And sure enough, when I restarted the application, it all went away. So rest assured, moving forward, that is going to be integrated into our testing protocols before every single show. And that's the thing. See, here's what happens to a lot of people, and tell me if this resonates with you as somebody that you know, or the case may be. These are a variety of different directions that I could have gone after experiencing this like total fail. I could have said, oh my God, that is so embarrassing. Maybe I'm not meant to do this podcast. This is only the second one and I totally failed the guest. I totally failed my co-host, Jessica. I totally failed this whole entire program. I thought I'd done this enough times. Maybe I'm just not cut out to do podcasting, right? And believe me, there are people out there that actually do that. Okay, so if it doesn't resonate with you, you probably know somebody that will actually go that far as a reason to not continue. Or what I initially did was I blamed the equipment and blamed this and I blamed that and looked for something wrong in the current process without thinking that there might be something else that we can do. Or take the ultimate approach I did, which basically said, cool, we found out what the problem is, we have a solution for the problem, and moving forward, we're going to integrate that into our process so that it never happens again. Here's a bonus on top of that. Our guest was actually extremely nervous throughout the interview. She did amazing. She did awesome. So we're actually going to do an encore interview so that you can really hear what it's like to thrive and prosper as a stay-at-home mom, which is kind of the topic of what we talked about this past week. But then afterwards, I was talking to her. She says, you know what though? I'm glad we could do it again because I'm going to give you a much better interview the second time around. So it turns out that even though technology totally failed on us for that live broadcast presentation, it's going to give us an opportunity to not only give an even better presentation, but also to create protocols and systems so that we have more robust processes to ensure our success more often. And on top of that, because she's no longer local, she actually had to go back to Israel. We haven't had a chance to interview somebody virtually yet on the show. It'll give us an opportunity to integrate a new set of systems to make sure that we can have consistent and quality virtual interviews as we start to branch out and interview entrepreneurs around the world. At the end of the day, super win, leverage off a super fail. So the question is, what do you do? What do you do when technology fails on you? I'm pretty sure it has happened at least once in your life already, whether it be in business or in your life. I would love to hear your stories on, the more spectacular the better, on the comments below of how technology has failed you, and more importantly, what did you do to gain insight, gain a learning, or to actually grow from that experience, either in your business or in your life. Since we really want to work with entrepreneurs, I would love if entrepreneurs can chime in and let me know, because I bet you there's some pretty cool stories out there. So if you know somebody that has actually dealt with or struggled with failing technology and would love a different insight on how best to manage that, share this video, share this content, because as you know, sharing is caring. Like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter. And if you're still struggling with that whole money anxiety piece and that destructive money story piece, which is really what we're all about here at the Six Figure Academy, what are you waiting for? Go to get my free guide on money anxiety to six-figure mastery. Go to go.thesixfigureacademy, that's the six and the number 6 figureacademy.com. That's it. All right, so go out there, handle your technology piece, make sure you learn from every time technology fails on you, because it will happen, and I'll see you in the next video.